Good morning, everyone. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by a big goal? Maybe it's losing weight, mastering a new skill, or even improving your business. We often think success comes from massive changes, but what if I told you that the secret lies in making small, consistent improvements? This is the power of the 1% rule. The idea that tiny, daily progress leads to extraordinary results over time. Today, I want to share how this principle works and how you can use it to transform your life. Key point one, small improvements compound over time. Imagine improving just 1% every day. It may seem like a tiny, almost insignificant change, but over time, these small gains add up in ways we often underestimate. If you were to get just 1% better daily, by the end of a year, you wouldn't just be 365% better, you would be 37 times better. This is the power of compounding, where small, consistent improvements lead to exponential growth. Think of it like saving money. If you save a little bit every day, your savings grow, not just from what you put in, but from the interest that builds over time. Similarly, every small effort you make today builds on the one before, creating momentum that carries you forward. A great example of this is in sports. Elite athletes don't suddenly wake up and break world records. They improve tiny aspects of their performance, adjusting their technique, improving their diet, fine-tuning their training schedules. Over time, these micro improvements translate into world-class performance. The same applies to personal growth, business success, and skill development. The challenge for many people is that small changes often seem too insignificant to matter. When we don't see immediate results, we assume our efforts aren't making a difference. But just like drops of water filling a bucket, those tiny efforts accumulate. The key is persistence and trust in the process. Even if the progress is invisible at first, over time, it creates a powerful transformation. So instead of focusing on drastic changes, ask yourself, what is one small improvement I can make today? Whether it's reading a few more pages, practicing a skill for a few extra minutes, or making a slightly better decision in your daily routine, those tiny choices will build upon each other and lead to remarkable results. Key point two, the power of habits and consistency, the 1% rule, isn't about making drastic changes overnight. It's about the small, consistent actions that over time lead to significant improvements. Many people start with big ambitions, setting extreme goals for fitness, career, or personal development, but they struggle to maintain them. That's because massive changes can feel overwhelming, leading to burnout and frustration. Instead, success comes from small, manageable habits repeated consistently. When we focus on getting just 1% better each day, we shift our mindset from seeking immediate results to building a sustainable system. James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, explains that you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. In other words, setting a goal is easy, but the real progress happens when we create daily routines that reinforce improvement. Take, for example, someone who wants to become a better writer. Writing a full book in one sitting is impossible, but writing just 200 words a day is manageable. Over a few months, those small writing sessions add up to an entire manuscript. The same applies to fitness. Doing 10 push-ups a day may not seem like much, but over time, it builds strength and endurance. Consistency is the secret ingredient that separates those who succeed from those who quit. The key is to show up every day, no matter how small the effort. A single workout won't make you fit, but exercising regularly will. One day of eating healthy won't transform your body, but making better food choices consistently will. Progress might be slow at first, but over weeks and months, those tiny habits compound into significant results. The challenge for most people is that they expect immediate gratification. If they don't see quick results, they give up. But success is not about intensity, It's about persistence. Those who improve by just 1% daily don't rely on motivation alone. They rely on systems and routines that make success inevitable. Whether it's practicing a skill, learning a new language, or building a business, the small actions we repeat daily shape our future. So instead of aiming for instant success, focus on the process. Ask yourself, what small habit can I start today that if I stick with it, will make a big difference in the long run? Whether it's waking up 10 minutes earlier, reading for 5 extra minutes, or making one better decision per day. These tiny improvements done consistently will lead to extraordinary results. Key point 3, avoiding the trap of immediate gratification. One of the biggest challenges people face when trying to improve is the need for instant results. We live in a fast-paced world where everything is designed for quick satisfaction, instant messaging, fast food, same-day delivery. Because of this, we become conditioned to expect immediate rewards. And when progress doesn't come as fast as we'd like, we often give up. The 1% rule teaches us a different approach. It reminds us that real progress is slow and often invisible at first. Small daily improvements might not seem like they're making a difference, but over time they add up to massive results. The key is patience and trust in the process, even when the results aren't immediately noticeable. Think of a bamboo tree. After planting the seed, it seems like nothing happens for years, no visible growth, no changes above the soil. But beneath the surface, the roots are growing deep and strong. Then seemingly overnight, the tree shoots up several feet in just a few weeks. Success works the same way. Most of the real progress happens behind the scenes before we see any tangible results. The problem is that many people quit before they reach that breakthrough moment. If they don't see immediate benefits from their efforts, they assume their work isn't paying off. But just because results aren't visible right now doesn't mean they aren't happening. Every small action, every habit, every bit of effort is laying the foundation for future success. This is why delayed gratification is such an important mindset to develop. It's the ability to stay focused on long-term benefits rather than short-term rewards. Many of the most successful people in the world understand this. Athletes train for years before winning championships. Entrepreneurs work tirelessly before their businesses take off. Writers spend months or even years crafting books before they become bestsellers. The common thread? They persist even when results are not immediate. The best way to overcome the temptation of instant gratification is to shift your focus from results to the process. Instead of constantly checking for progress, ask yourself, am I showing up every day? Am I making small improvements consistently? If the answer is yes, trust that success is on its way. So the next time you feel discouraged because you don't see immediate results, remind yourself of the 1% rule. The progress may be slow, but every small effort is a step towards something much bigger. Stay patient, stay consistent, and let time do its work. Key point 4, real-life examples of the 1% rule. The 1% rule is not just a theory. It has been proven time and time again by some of the most successful individuals and teams in the world. One of the most well-known examples comes from Sir Dave Brailsford, the former performance director of British cycling. When he took over, British cyclists had been struggling for nearly a century, winning only a handful of Olympic medals and never securing a Tour de France victory. Brailsford introduced a strategy called marginal gains, which was based on the idea of making tiny improvements in every aspect of cycling. He and his team looked for small, seemingly insignificant ways to improve performance, adjusting the riders' nutrition, optimizing bike seats, refining their sleep habits, even finding the best type of massage gel for muscle recovery. None of these changes alone would have made a huge difference, but together they led to dramatic improvements. The result, within a few years, British cyclists dominated the Olympics, winning 16 gold medals across the 2008 and 2012 Games. In addition, Team Sky, a British professional cycling team, went on to win multiple Tour de France titles. This incredible transformation wasn't due to one major breakthrough, but rather a commitment to continuous small improvements over time. This principle applies far beyond sports. In business, companies like Amazon, Apple, and Toyota have mastered the art of making small incremental improvements to their products, services, and internal processes. Toyota's famous Kaizen philosophy, which translates to continuous improvement, focuses on small daily changes that result in long-term efficiency and success, even in personal development. The 1% rule has helped countless individuals achieve greatness. Best-selling authors don't write books in a single night. They commit to writing a few hundred words daily. Successful entrepreneurs don't build billion-dollar companies overnight. They start by making small adjustments, learning from failures, and improving step by step. A great example of this is Warren Buffett, one of the world's most successful investors. His fortune wasn't built through risky get-rich-quick schemes, but through the power of consistent, long-term investment. He focused on small, smart financial decisions over decades, allowing compound interest to work in his favor. The lesson here is clear. Small improvements made consistently lead to extraordinary results. Whether you want to excel in sports, business, personal growth, or any other area of life, success doesn't come from one big moment. It comes from a commitment to steady, gradual progress. Now, think about your own life. What's one small habit you can implement today? Whether it's improving your morning routine, learning a new skill, or making a healthier choice, remember that big results come from small, consistent efforts. Keep improving by just 1% every day, and over time, you'll achieve more than you ever imagined. The 1% rule is a simple yet powerful principle that can transform the way we approach success. It teaches us that small, consistent improvements lead to extraordinary results over time. Instead of seeking overnight success or making drastic changes, we should focus on the small actions we take daily, because these small actions compound into something much greater. Whether it's improving a skill, building better habits, or achieving long-term goals, the key is consistency. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't talent or luck. It's the commitment to making small gains every single day, even when progress isn't immediately visible. So as you move forward, I encourage you to ask yourself, what is one small change I can make today? Maybe it's reading one extra page, exercising for 5 more minutes, or making a slightly better decision in your daily routine. These tiny efforts may seem insignificant at first, but if you stay committed, they will lead to big results. Success isn't about taking huge leaps. It's about steady, continuous growth. Stay patient, stay consistent, and trust the process. Over time, you'll look back and realize just how far you've come, all because you chose to improve by just 1% every day. Thank you.